present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
And welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Monday, the 27th day of October for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, standing by with all your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. Boy, we got a ton to talk about here today. The new AP college football poll is out. Ohio State still ranked number 1 this week, despite enjoying their bye week last weekend. Nebraska improves to 6-2 on the season. They beat Northwestern on Saturday, 28-21. Lots to talk about there. The Nebraska volleyball team continues to win. They swept Michigan State on Saturday. The Nebraska women's soccer team closed out their season yesterday, losing to Michigan State 1-0. The Huskers do not make the postseason tournament. The Nebraska men's basketball team will play their second exhibition game of this season. They'll play Midland tonight at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Meanwhile, the Nebraska women's basketball team, they had an exhibition game over the weekend. They played Mount Marty on Friday and beat the Lancers by 64 points. A lot with Hastings College over the weekend. The Broncos getting a last-second field goal from Colton Wilmot to beat Mount Marty in the football action up in Yankton on Saturday. The volleyball team wins at home against Doane. The soccer teams picking up wins over Briar Cliff over the weekend. We got a ton to talk about in the NFL today. The Survivor Series is down to the final 2 or 3 folks in that. We've got the not-so-blazing 5 to talk about today, so we might as well get to it. 7:02, welcoming in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios. Want to congratulate you, my man. You're one of 3 people on the Survivor Island as we start this Monday morning.
Somehow still, just navigating. It feels like a game of Minesweeper at this point, if you remember that game. I never knew exactly how to play. I just knew to kind of just guess and hopefully didn't land on the mine and blow the game up. We managed to, make our way through week 9, tie and tie show. And I think really it's only fitting that I start the show off with a proposal, a counter proposal to my fellow ties, because we have made it. And I think that's just pretty outstanding that you have 3 ties, a 3-way tie on Survivor Island. Obviously, I'm not eligible to win prizes, but if we wanted to strike a deal and just end this thing in a 3-way tie where there's no winners, and we take the big prize pool and we just kind of all pick and choose, like a little draft style, what we want, I'm making that counter proposal to my 2 fellow ties. No, seriously, let's play this thing out. But been a lot of fun. A couple convincing victories for the 3 ties this weekend, and what a turnaround.
You guys, Ty Schleicher, he is still in. He had Indy in the Survivor Series this week. They won easily.
They cruise.
We also had Denver. Tyler Moritz, he was on Denver. They blew out Dallas yesterday. You were on Philadelphia. They beat the Giants. Now, for the rest of us, not so well. Little E, he was on Cincinnati, thought he had it in the bag most of the day, but got his most favorite team.
Right.
Comes back, and he knew that was going to happen.
The team he said you watch win this week.
Yeah, the team that he follows and the team that he enjoys knocked him out of Survivors. The Jets came back to beat Cincinnati 39-38. That knocks Little E out. And then 3 of us, including me, Lexi, and Dennis, we were all on Atlanta yesterday, and they didn't show up in their game as, the Miami Dolphins, the team that we threw under the bus all week last week, the Miami Dolphins come out and beat Atlanta 34-10. So that blows out Dennis, that blows out Lexi, that blows out me. The Jets blow out Little E. So now on the Survivor Island, Ty Schleicher, Tyler Moritz, and Tyson Havronic.
3 ties. 3-way tie. here on Survivor Island. Yeah, it's a party over here. Let's talk about the NFL just briefly. I know we got a ton of top stories that we can pick from. But it was like redemption day yesterday in the NFL. The whole saga all week long. Yet last week we're talking about Justin Fields, the New York Giants or Jets quarterback situation. Tyrod Taylor going to be coming in. All of a sudden, you get to Friday. Oh, Tyrod Taylor's not coming in. Tyrod Taylor's hurt. Justin Fields will start. Well, hell, by this time, I've already changed my starting quarterback on my fantasy football team 4 different times, just trying to follow the bouncing ball of the Justin Fields saga. Justin Fields gets to start, leads his team down on the last drive to victory. Their defense stepped up when it mattered. It still got me like -7 fantasy points on the day. But Justin Fields gets the redemption tour victory, which is great. And then
the story last night.
And then you go back to you go to Miami, right? That was a redemption victory all week long. Everyone is throwing McDaniel under the hot seat. They're talking about the trash. They're not going to win any more games. Bet all the stack, all the chips against Miami. And he's facing a lot of adversity. All he does is go out and blow out Atlanta. Redemption tour day.
Yeah, and they look pretty good.
Yeah.
Miami looked pretty good for once, so they blow out Atlanta. Last night you had Aaron Rodgers against his former team as Pittsburgh took on Green Bay. It was a good game for a while, then Green Bay kind of took control of that ball game. They eventually won the contest last night by a score of 35-25. So Aaron Rodgers did not get the win. I thought maybe he would sneak in there and knock off his former team, but
so did
Green
I.
Bay.
That's why I put him on my Blazing 5, man.
That's the next story that we're going to get to.
Yeah. Well, not so blazing.
God, were we awful or were we awful this week? I am embarrassed to even get on the show today.
Good morning.
God. Tyler Morris, he's checking in. Yeah, Ty, you're still alive. We know. Tyler Morris, he's probably stepping in and hanging with us today because we're going to mention his name a lot. Tyler Morris is still alive in Survivor. It's the Ty and Ty show this week.
Let's go.
Can we I get Tyler Morris on the air this week and see what he's going to do. In fact, we can get Sliker and Morris on the show this week.
Right, that'll be the Wednesday 7:30.
Yeah, because I won't be able to participate.
You can't make a pick.
I can't pick. I am out. Anyway, our Blazing 5, do I dare bring these up?
It's not good reading material.
I'm going to bring them up.
Bring them up anyway.
Because
bring them up.
This is embarrassing.
We suck.
God, we do suck. I'm going to bring them up right now.
What happened?
I am 0-4. I am 0-4, and I've got Washington going tonight against the Chiefs. So I could go 0-5 this week. The IT guy, he's got the Chiefs going this evening.
God.
He's not very good either. He's 1-3. You are also struggling.
But still gaining ground on the competition.
Yeah, you add a game to the competition, but yet you went 2-3 over the weekend.
Oh, that's outstanding.
God, that's embarrassing.
That's Miami, Ohio. Yeah, was the Maction victory. Akron straight up beat Buffalo. It wasn't a matter of Buffalo not covering the spread. After all the reasons I told you that Buffalo was going to destroy Akron, Akron beats Buffalo straight up, so that was a loss. The big Bills victory. Yeah, and I thought the Steelers. I thought Aaron Rodgers going up against his former team, how poetic would it be for Rodgers to get that victory?
I did all that research on Missouri and Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I liked
last Friday. I told you it was going to be a shootout, a absolutely blowout.
I followed you to that play.
And Vandy ends up winning 17-10. They put 27 total points on the board. I said that would go way over the total of 53.5.
Samesies.
God, that was embarrassing. That was an embarrassing play. I had California. They lost in double overtime to Virginia Tech by 8. So they go into overtime, double overtime, and they lose by 8 The spread was 6.5. I was feeling pretty good there. But no, that was Friday night, so I got off the loss there. Ole Miss beat Oklahoma straight up.
Yeah, they did.
34-26, so I lost there. Lost on the overs on Missouri and Vandy. I just told you about. And then I lost on the Bears yesterday against the Ravens, and now I got Washington tonight. So, yeah, yours truly could go 0-5 on my picks this week, depending on what happens tonight. So that was my weekend. I got knocked out of Survivor.
God.
I got knocked out of Survivor, and my Blazing 5 picks sucked.
You had a hell of a Saturday, though.
No, I really didn't.
You had a hell of a Saturday.
Well,
you had a hell of a game.
Yeah, I had a great game on Saturday.
Yeah.
But we had internet issues up in Yankton for the first half of that game. And we apologize for that, but that was out of my control. We had it figured out by halftime, though. Brought you the best part of the game.
Right.
Second half, Hastings
The
College.
only part that mattered, right?
Yeah, Broncos, by the way, getting a 40-yard field goal with 1 second to play. Broncos beating Mount Marty 23-20. That was actually the second kit that Wilmot knocked through. He knocked down his first one, and they gave Mount Marty a timeout. The coach come running in from about 40 yards away to call the timeout to try to ice Colton Wilmot. Brutal. After it looked like the Broncos had snapped the ball, but they gave Mount Marty the timeout, so Wilmot had to tee it up again and hit the game winner from 40 yards out. The Broncos win 23-20. Want to hear what it sounded like?
Yeah, let's go to
on Saturday. Second time we've been able to play a game winner. Had to, Northwestern earlier. So, yeah, here's the way it sounded like on Saturday. All right. Shaw is going to hold the ball. 30-yard line. 40-yard field goal attempt. Colton Wilmot to try to win the game for the Broncos. 5 seconds to go in the game. There's his snap. It is down. He's into the football. That one is through there. He hits it from 40 yards out. Hastings has the lead with 1 second to play in the game. It's 23-20 Hastings.
And you've got two things definitely that got to happen right there. You got to have a good snap. You got to have a good cold. Yeah, there's going to be a penalty on Hastings here for excessive celebration out on the field. They won't take the points off the board, but the snap was good both times. The hold was good both times. This one here, he got into it a little lower. It was kind of a bullet, but again, still had plenty of leg. Wilmot got into that, and wow. Pandemonium broke out on the far sidelines. 1 second left to go. This will be a penalty against Hastings, and
10 plays, 80 yards.
Wow.
To get into position to win the game. Wilmot nails one from 40 yards out with 1 second left on the clock. And Hastings has got the lead, 23-20. That's the way it sounded on the Extreme Sports Broadcast Network on Saturday.
Good old Gino.
Doesn't
matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Gino.
It'll be a 15-yard penalty. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, we got nailed for a 15-yard penalty, but we didn't care. Had to kick off from the 20-yard line, and they didn't do anything on the return. So Hastings sneaks out of Yankton. We'll have some comments from Matt Franzen coming up here in just a little bit. We had a coach get fired over the weekend.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly. Down
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly? Yep, Brian Kelly, excuse
LSU.
me. Down at LSU. He was fired after LSU was blown out by Texas A&M on Saturday. We listened to that game on the way home, and I thought, oh, Brian Kelly, he might not be long for this world. And that was the case. They fired him yesterday after LSU lost to Texas A&M 49-25. Kelly compiled a 34-14 record over 4 seasons at LSU, winning just under 71% of his games. But the Tigers have lost 3 of their past 4 games, all in the SEC, after a Saturday's loss in which the Aggies scored 35 straight points to open up the second half. Fans left early at LSU. In fact, there were chants of "Fire Kelly." throughout the Tiger Stadium in the second half, and that's what got done on Sunday. Brian Kelly out as the head coach at LSU. And so that joins a list of coaches that have been fired here mid-season or throughout this season.
Yeah, haven't even made an entire year.
No, James Franklin, of course, at Penn State.
Yep.
Billy Napier at Florida. Sam Pittman at Arkansas. Deshaun Foster at UCLA. Brent Pry at Virginia Tech. Trent Bray at Oregon State. Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. Trent Dilfer at Alabama Birmingham. Kenny Burns at Kent State. Troy Taylor at Stanford. And now you can add Brian Kelly of LSU to that list. You don't think the transfer portal is going to be wild when it opens up in January?
Brother, I mean, you get the option. Your coach gets fired mid-season or before a certain date. You get that option to declare for the transfer. If we thought it was a circus last year, hold your beer and get ready to roll because here we go again. But this just goes to show you. I mean, this is proof and this is evident. You don't get 4 years to turn around a program anymore. You don't get time to get your guys in system. You have to win, and you have to hit that transfer portal that season, get your roster loaded, and get it ready to roll. And after you win a national title, by God, best you be ready to do it in the first 4 games of the season, or your ass is right back on the hot seat.
Well, I think it's part of the fans, too.
Oh, well, I mean...
And the donors that are contributing big money for the NILs.
Yeah. It's big business now.
They want immediate satisfaction.
Have to have it.
Yep. So
and in a world where you're in an arms race for financial contributions, you're in an arms race for those investment dollars. You have to win now, and I'm not going to sign $1 million check to a university unless my team is winning and playing winning football. I'm not going to continue to sign those $1 million checks if we're not winning games. So that's absolutely got to win now.
Yeah, that's what's going on at LSU. Out in Colorado, Colorado was blown out by Utah on Saturday, 53-7.
The tree falls in the forest.
Colorado coach Deion Sanders said he was dumbfounded when trying to evaluate the Buffalo's blowout loss to the Utes on Saturday. 53-7. Marked Colorado's worst defeat since Deion started coaching the Buffaloes in the 2023 season. The 46-point margin also was the largest in the 72-game history of the Rumble in the Rockies rivalry between Colorado and Utah. You want to hear what Deion had to say?
I guess I'm going to hear it anyway.
So you want to hear what Deion had to say after the ball game?
Probably the worst beating I've ever had, except for when my mama whooped me as a kid. 422 yards rushing, you ain't winning. You're not winning. 300 yards, you're not winning. 250, you're not winning. It's not capable. Total offense, 140 yards, you're not winning. You're not winning. They had 587 yards of total offense. You're not winning. With that, special teams gave up a fake punt as well as a block punt. You're not winning. So all 3 phases, we got our butts kicked.
Poor Deion.
I know what that feels like.
Poor Deion. They got their butts kicked over the weekend by Utah.
We had that Friday. We had that last Friday. I know what that feels like. It happens. You got to pick yourself up and move on, Deion. Jeez.
His mama whipped him.
That was probably unnecessary, but whatever. Thanks, Deion.
So that's what's going on in Colorado. So I guess things are. If it seems bad around here, it's not as bad as what's going on in Colorado.
People keep bringing him up for like these big jobs too.
Yeah,
your team is horrible.
He's not going anywhere. Nobody's going to hire him.
He might get fired.
Yeah, it might be more of a publicity stunt when those names kind of circulate that he's going to be up for these jobs.
He hasn't done diddly poo.
No, he hasn't done squat at Colorado. Bad news for Cam Scadaboo.
Jesus, that was ugly.
A New York Giants rookie running back carted off the field yesterday midway through the second quarter. The Giants lost to the Philadelphia Eagles 38-20 because of a gruesome dislocation of his right ankle.
Straight snap.
Yeah, it didn't look good. And obviously he's not going to play for the rest of the year. Isn't he on your fantasy team, Scadaboo?
Yep. Yeah, he sure is. And probably would have won today's or last week's game single-handedly with Scadaboo had his ankle not straight snapped in the first quarter. And you could tell, like, how devastated and how much of a connection he has to that Giants program and how devastated everyone generally was when they saw their fellow comrade go down. But I think one of the coolest moments is, like, this just goes to show, like, the relationship that these two rookies have, Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo. Did you see on the sidelines as he's getting carted off on the gator with the ankle brace and getting ready to go to the hospital? He still makes the headbutt with Jackson Dart, still headbutts his boy, and he was fun to watch, man. And so you hope for a great recovery, and it derails what was probably one of the most entertaining football players to watch. Cam Scadaboo was having a great start to the year, and yeah, he was super fun. And so, yeah, we're going to ultimately, I mean, on a slightly less meaningful platform, we're going to have to go search for a running back in the waivers or hunt for a trade. Had my lone RB1 ready to roll. But that's just add it to the list of injuries that I've had this season. I've lost my quarterback, I've lost my running back, I've lost most of my receivers. So starting to go downhill in that direction.
You're waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for a Monday. We'd love to talk to you. Got plenty of time here today at 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. That is the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. If you'd like to chime in on something we've talked about already this morning, go ahead. Give us a call if something on your mind. Give us a shout-out, sports-related or not. We'll take it. We've gotten 22 and a half minutes into the show and haven't even brought up Nebraska's 28-21 win over Northwestern on Saturday.
Wasn't a whole lot of highlights to bring up other than a kick return for a touchdown that bailed our ass out.
28-21, we win.
Thanks,
yeah, I saw you. We were trying to keep tabs on things while we were doing our game up in Yankton. I saw you were tweeting and you got kind of called out.
I didn't get
you got
what?
Called out by some people that listen to this show saying, I thought we weren't going to.
Am I not entitled to have an opinion? Our quarterback sucks.
Not during the game.
He's trash.
He's who we got.
Dylan Raiola is 5 tons of hot garbage that needs to get taken out.
Not going to happen.
He's not, and I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback. And I'm not throwing him under the bus. I'm saying with our system and what we have, he's not the guy. And you go back to last Friday, and I gave him a pass because our offensive line gave up 9 sacks. It was literally cheese, just sitting there letting the defensive line. So I give him a pass, right? Then he turns around, and he's only sacked once in this matchup against Northwestern. He's still making dumb diddly-poo mistakes by throwing the football. I'm done. Next man up. And
you're going to hear from Matt Rule here in a little bit. He
that's
thought
fine. That's
Dylan
fine.
Raiola played his best game.
He didn't.
That's what he's saying. And you're going to hear it here in a little bit.
I can't
wait.
He
played his best game in a long time on Saturday.
Good for him.
So, all right, I thought I'd get you fired up, and obviously you are. We'll get to that in the second half hour of this show. Huskers playing at USC on a Saturday. Kickoff will be at 6:30 on NBC. Get the nationally televised game this week.
Great.
You still feel good?
No.
I think you and I both put this game into the 50-50 category when we were talking some preseason stuff during the year. Or is this a loss that we put USC in the loss column?
This was 50-50.
Yeah, so we're sitting at 6-2. We're bowl eligible, second straight year. Get your tickets for the Pinstripe Bowl. If we don't win another game the
Let's
rest
go
of
to
the
the
year.
Fenway Bowl this year. We went to Pinstripe last year.
Well, that's where they put.
Let's go to the Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
Isn't that where they put the last team in?
I don't
the
think
Big
it
12?
matters.
The Big 10? Yeah, so they might snag us again for the Pinstripe Bowl.
Okay.
And we're going to win a couple of more games down the stretch.
Maybe.
Hopefully. They keep us out of that slot. Hey, we're bowl eligible for the second straight year. We won't be home for Christmas. Yep, we won't be home for Christmas. We're going bowling after picking up a big win over Northwestern on Saturday, 28-21. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning, coming up on 726 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Hastings Fire and Rescue responding to the report of a structure fire at around 9:30 on Saturday night at 303 Oswego. No human residents were home when firefighters arrived, but firefighters did rescue 2 dogs. The fire was not active when firefighters arrived. The house did sustain smoke damage. The cause and starting point of the fire is still under investigation. 4 people have been cited for misdemeanors by Grand Island police after paint was thrown on a mural on the south side of the Webb Plaza. The incident took place just prior to a planned ribbon cutting for the completion of the mural and relaunching of Webb Plaza. The case has been turned over to the Hall County Attorney's Office, and formal charges are pending. And out in Kearney, multiple allegations have surfaced in recent weeks of staff sexually abusing teenagers at the Kearney Youth Rehabilitation and Treatment Center. The initial allegations revealed in court hearings and documents involved 4 Kearney YRTC employees and 3 teenage boys. 5 teens had been moved out of the Kearney Center since September 1st as a result of the allegations. Governor Jim Pillen has promised accountability. It is 7:27, time to swing things over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, Ohio State still ranked number 1 in the latest AP college football poll. The Buckeyes are 7-0 on the season and did not play last weekend. Indiana is second, followed by Texas A&M, Alabama, and Georgia. Running out the top 10 are Oregon, Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, and Miami. Michigan is number 21. USC is number 23. Nebraska is now 6-2 on the season after Saturday's 28-21 win over Northwestern. Huskers are now bowl eligible for the second straight year. Emmett Johnson rushed for 124 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Huskers, including the game winner with 2:44 remaining. Nebraska will play USC on Saturday. Kickoff will be at 6:30 on NBC. The Nebraska volleyball team swept Michigan State on Saturday at the Devaney Center. The scores were 25-15, 25-15, 25-18. With the win, the Huskers extend their streak of consecutive sweeps to 11 and consecutive sets won to 34. Both are the best since 2007. Nebraska will play at Wisconsin on Friday. First serve will be at 8. The Nebraska women's soccer team finished the 2025 campaign, falling to Michigan State 1-0 on Sunday in Lincoln. Nebraska finishes the season 8-5-5, 3-5-3 in the conference, and they do not qualify for the postseason tournament. The Nebraska men's basketball team will play Midland tonight in their second exhibition game of the season at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Tip-off will be at 6:30. Nebraska beat BYU 90-89 in their first exhibition game last week. The Nebraska women's basketball team beat Mount Marty 104-40 in an exhibition game on Friday. Nebraska will open the season next Monday against Northeastern State. Colton Wilmot hit a 40-yard field goal with 1 second to play to give Hastings College a 23-20 win over Mount Marty on Saturday in Yankton. The Broncos blocked a 28-yard field goal with 2:28 to play. That would have given the Lancers the lead. The Broncos had 248 yards of total offense, including 163 on the ground. The Lancers had 229 yards of total offense with 198 through the air. Hastings is now 4-4 in the season and will play Dordt on Saturday at Lloyd Wilson Field. Kickoff will be at 1. Hastings College volleyball team beat Doane on Saturday 28-26, 25-18, 21-25, and 29-27. The Broncos are now 6-17 on the season. They're 3-10 in the conference. They'll play host to Midland on Wednesday. First serve will be at 7:30. We'll have the game on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame at about 7:20 on Wednesday. Hastings College soccer teams, they beat Briar Cliff on Saturday. The men won 3-2, while the women claimed a 2-1 win. Hastings will play at Midland on Wednesday. The Nebraska Kearney football team, they lost to Northwest Missouri State 14-0 on Saturday. The Lopers are now 5-4 and will host Central Oklahoma this Saturday beginning at noon. The volleyball team beat Fort Hays State on Saturday 25-22, 25-23, and 25-13. Lopers are now 21-2. They're 8-2 in the conference. They'll play at Pittsburgh State on Friday and at Newman University on Saturday. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:31 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Our stretch of cool and fall-like weather continues as we start out the new work and school week. Today we'll start off Monday morning with a little patchy fog, a high in the mid-50s. We bring in shower chances in the afternoon. That carries through the evening and overnight into Tuesday. 42 is the overnight low, 53 is the high on Tuesday. We clear it out Tuesday night, bring in some wind, an overnight low at 36, and the sunshine returns Wednesday in a high of 50, and we'll be in the mid-50s to close out the week and next week.
As you wake up, get going this morning, southeast winds at 7 miles per hour. It is cloudy. It is 49 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and Owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Mike Will, Tyson and Vronic with you. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Thanks for joining us. Wherever you're listening to us today, maybe on the website at x-streamsports.com, your smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're listening to us. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. The NFL game, late one last night. Green Bay beat Pittsburgh 35-25. Tonight, you get Washington at Kansas City against the Chiefs. 7:15 start tonight on ABC.
Steelers had the award for the ugliest uniforms of all time.
Oh, God, did you see those things last night?
Those were hideous.
That was a throwback, I think I heard from the 1930s. God, I wouldn't wear those things.
They should stay in the 1930s.
Yeah, those were god-awful.
Some things, like the Great Depression.
I don't know why
those
teams...
uniforms.
Why do teams do that?
To pay tribute to their history as a franchise? I don't know.
Those things are ugly.
Well, yeah. You shouldn't pay tribute to something that was hideous.
I hate teams doing that.
Those were awful.
Yeah. Anyway, tonight Washington and Kansas City beginning at 7:15. World Series continues tonight as well. Toronto plays at Los Angeles against the Dodgers. L.A. tied up the series at one game apiece with a 5-1 win on Saturday. Tonight's game gets underway at 7 on Fox.
Got a complete game performance from the starting rotation. L.A. is really good when they don't got to go to their bullpen.
You still like the Dodgers in 6?
Yeah.
So they're going to get on a run?
Dodgers at home. I'm not worried about it at this point. I think picking up a split against Toronto was kind of to be expected. So I think they can get off to that 3-1. Toronto might get one back.
So tonight, 7 on Fox. So you get your choice between the World Series tonight and the Chiefs in Washington. Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Larson, William Byron will run for the NASCAR Championship on Sunday in Phoenix. Byron clinched his spot in the Final Four. He won yesterday's race at Martinsville. So he is in. Kyle Larson also in. Chase Briscoe and Denny Hamlin.
So Byron's got a driver that races for his... No, the other way around. Hamlin's got a driver that races for his team while he's racing for another team in the playoffs. Championship.
For the championship, yeah. Denny Hamlin and Chase Briscoe are teammates. Kyle Larson and William Byron are teammates.
Oh, Larson's on the team too.
No, Kyle Larson is with William Byron. He's Hendrick Motorsports.
Oh, I thought Byron
And then
was
Denny
with,
Hamlin and Chase Briscoe, they're with Joe Gibbs.
I thought Byron was with Hamlin's team.
Nope.
Larson
and Byron are teamed up together, and Chase Briscoe and Denny Hamlin. So that could come into play on this Sunday in Phoenix. Teammates. Who do you like? You snagged last year's champion when I asked you this about this time of the year. You took Joey Logano.
We're running out of old drivers.
There's plenty of room on Denny's bandwagon.
I'll go Hamlin for the shit of it.
Thank you. Yeah, all my crew is heading down there to Phoenix this week. Cheer on Denny. So, yeah, I hope Denny finally gets his championship so people, quit talking and bugging him about that every damn year. Denny Hamlin.
It's the monkey on the back, right?
Well, he's never won the championship.
It's the one thing he hasn't done.
God, people bug him all the time about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope he wins just to tell people to shut up, and he will. He wins the championship. He'll just get out of his car and say, F you.
He'll tell people to shut up anyways.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't win it. So
he'll get out and say, F you, people.
Speaking of racing, are we getting Schleicher on this week? Breeders'
We have a big race coming up this week?
Breeders' Cup this week.
Oh, really?
Fierceness, Forever Young, Journalism, Sierra Leone, Sovereignty. All the big names going for that
this
spot
weekend?
in the Derby. It is.
Yeah, we better effort.
Out in Del Mar, California.
We better effort Jim Schleicher. Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's see.
Audible.
No, he's going to be... I think he's gone this weekend. He can do it from his cell phone, though. Yeah, I think he's gone this weekend.
He literally did it from
Mexico.
So
yeah, I think Schleicher has gone. I'll effort him today. and to see if we can get him on for the Breeders' Cup predictions coming up later in the week. All right, let's talk Husker football. We're rolling along here. It's 7:40. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's Huddle Up. Nebraska winning over Northwestern on Saturday. Woohoo! Big win, 28-21. Huskers winning. Matt Rule says he's got a lot of respect for Northwestern.
I'd like to start by first giving a ton of credit to Northwestern. I think in our league we don't talk enough about teams like them, teams like us that are just the way football's supposed to be played. I have the utmost respect for them. Blue collar, tough. 17's a great player. Backs are excellent. Really good defense, and I have a lot of respect for them. It was a fight that we knew would be a battle to the very end, and proud of our guys. I thought they showed tremendous resolve. Not many chances in life to have a second chance at something. It was 7-6 at the half. I think you guys heard me say last week I wasn't real happy with the way we were acting about it being 7-6. We got back to just being ourselves this week and just came out, took the kickoff, scored on offense, got a turnover, scored on offense. Unfortunately, obviously, let them back in it. But we knew they were going to battle, and I thought Dylan and the offense made the plays they had to in the end when it was necessary.
Nebraska ran the ball 64% of the time in the ball game against Northwestern on Saturday.
I think anytime you come off a game like last week where you have that many sacks, you're going to obviously minimize it. And then Gunner, he's been dealing with a knee, practiced during the week, did his best to go ready, just couldn't go after warm-ups. Then Teddy went down with what looks like a pretty serious injury. And so then we had, turn to Tyler and Turner. But we were running the ball at a good clip, and so it's kind of a weird feeling, even in the second half, like we're getting ready to go take the ball, we return for a touchdown, we get the ball back on interception, we score. So we kind of rattled rhythm, I thought, for a little bit there, but I thought the runs were good all day, and then we finished with whatever. I think we would have had probably another 60 yards. Emmett's such a team guy, he knew to get down after the first down. He could have probably scored if he wanted to. But I just thought we were controlling the game early in the first half, running the football, and late in the game, when we had to drop back, we went to empty, and guys made plays.
And he also said that he liked the way that Dylan Raiola played in this ball game.
Today was the best I've seen him in terms of just playing one snap at a time. Even early in the game, though, he never really got into a rhythm because we were running the football at a pretty high level and a pretty good clip. And I thought Dylan, the growth, you sometimes forget because he's so grown how young he is. And I thought that was his best game in terms of poise and presence. And make no mistake, it's another time that, the offense had to go down and win the game. And we went down and won the game on offense. And then obviously the defense gets to stop. And then we win the game in 4 minutes. So that's a situational clinic. And I think that all starts with your quarterback.
And the coach says, obviously, he was happy that Nebraska picked up their 6th win of the season. They become bowl eligible for the 2nd straight season, but he says they really didn't talk about it after the bowl game.
I am proud of the fact. Every once in a while, I have till tonight at midnight to, I'm going to go hang out, watch TV, and be fun, Maddie, and then at midnight, everyone will go to bed, and you can ask Julie. I'll put the game on and watch the TV copy, and then I'll watch the TV copy. I'll start brooding about USC next week. But I do mean it. I won't say this on Monday, but I'm going to say it now. To credit to these guys and all the guys who came before them to from where we were to be 6-2 with NBC coming here next Saturday night with a game that matters, and not just for the other team but for us too. That's progress, and that progress isn't done by me. It wasn't done by me. It was done by these guys. It's done by the guys who've been here for all 3 years. It's done by the guys who aren't here anymore. Like I said, last year we hugged after we beat Wisconsin, and people were going nuts. We were bowl eligible. We didn't even mention it in there. I said it to my daughter walking out because that's all they really care about is a vacation. So, but yeah. We're just going to try to go play our best game next week and just do that. We got 4 more chances, and I just as you do this long enough, it's just after being on the road for 2 weeks, it was just so great to be back here. It was just so. I mean, I got here really early today, and there's a couple thousand kids in the student section already before anyone's even on the field. It's just such an awesome place and such an awesome home venue that has such an effect on you.
All right, so that's Matt Rule after the Huskers picked up a win over Northwestern Saturday, 28-21. We'll hear more from the coach coming up today. Your take? You already started it in the first half hour. Your take?
I mean, whatever.
With Teddy Prohaska, he had an injury. Shane's already chimed in on the tweet here. Can Teddy P stay healthy for half of the season? Guy's always hurt.
He is.
He's always hurt.
Just yeah. I don't know. Take on the game, right? It's one that we got another bailout. I look at about 3 games this year where whether it was special teams or whether it was defense making a play late, bailing out an offense. Emmett played his ass off again. We carried the ball, what'd you say, 67% of the time? I think we could pump those numbers up to like 75, 80% of the time and get more backs in and continue to run it down their throats. The first drive looked great. Ran, scored, bounded it in for a touchdown. Then our offense just went MIA for
again
2.5 quarters. Yeah, and again, in regards to the quarterback play, I'll say this: Raiola could go to Ohio State, probably win a Heisman Trophy because of the way that team's built. For a quarterback like him, a pocket passer, it's not built here. He needs to be able to get out and get on the run when we're under pressure and make plays with his legs, and he does not have the ability to do that. He's a horrid runner with the football, and we have a scrambling quarterback that's sitting. And all I'm saying is when we're in these 6-7 games, when we're in an offensive rut, and we've got the personnel on the depth chart, what is the problem? What is the issue in taking a look-see? What's the issue with giving TJ the rock for a couple drives and saying, hey, man, we're in a rut. We want to switch it up. Give him a different look. You got the personnel to do that. And all I'm saying is, could we give the guy a look when we are in our offensive state where we are just not doing anything? And we can't continue to have offensive droughts like this. You go back to Minnesota. You go to the first 2 quarters against Northwestern. We scored 13 points in 6 quarters of football. 13 points in 6 quarters of football. And you turn around and you look what Iowa did to Minnesota. Iowa destroyed Minnesota. I am scared shitless to play Iowa this season. We're playing again mediocre opponents with a stagnant offense, with not even half the depth chart that we've got on that team getting opportunities to get us kickstarted, to give them different looks. We got to get a little bit more adventurous and a little less loyal. It's time we stop coddling these players and just being satisfied with a 7-point win against a very mediocre vanilla Northwestern team. They weren't flashy. Minnesota wasn't flashy. Maryland wasn't flashy. Michigan State wasn't flashy. None of these teams we played are great.
USC will be flashy.
USC's got some flash.
All right, so that's the take on the Huskers on Saturday. Let's get to Matt Franzen, the head coach for Hastings College. Broncos again picked up a win over Mount Marty on Saturday on a 40-yard field goal from Colton Wilmot with 1 second to play.
He's a freshman. You know, that's the only thing that's kind of scary with that is when you've never been in that situation in a college football game. You know, a good kicker can miss badly, but he is a good kicker. But I tell you what, making a kick like that to win the game today, that's going to boost his confidence. I don't think his confidence was hurting before, but you know that's how you build that kind of confidence to be a really, really good kicker moving forward. But the first one they called timeout, and I tell you what, I don't know. Their coach was sprinting down the sideline from 40 yards away. As we were snapping the ball, and they blew the whistle and gave him the timeout, and I didn't. Anyway, Colton crushed that ball high through the uprights, and I thought, oh man, he doesn't have 2 of those back to back, and the second one didn't look like it, but it didn't look like the first one, but it got over the ball. So big credit to him, and big credit to the guys up front too that protected it. I want to see the film, and they were sending everything they had to block those kicks, and they couldn't get there. So credit the guys up front too.
In the Broncos special teams, they blocked a Mount Marty field goal attempt from 28 yards out with about 2:28 to play that would have given them the lead in the ball game. So the coach says obviously special teams were a big part of this ball game.
It really was. You know, we lost the Morningside game earlier in the season on a couple special teams mishaps, and it shows, that I think shows how important special teams are, and so it's good today to win a game and point directly at special teams, and you're right on both ends of the last two drives of the game, the big block, and I don't even know who got it. But blocking that thing and making it go, it fell short, and then obviously coming back for the field goal at the end, and also credit our guys for getting ourselves back into field goal range. They called a holding penalty, and it felt like we were playing against 18 most guys a lot of the day. The 11 Lancers on the field and the 7 guys wearing black and white stripes. Especially as the game wore on. I don't complain a lot about officials, but as the game wore on, there were a couple no calls that I really took objection with, where our defensive linemen were really getting collared, and they weren't calling anything. And then the pass interference calls, actually, I thought those were probably decent calls, but everything was going one way from those officials today.
Wow. Had a little surprise on Saturday. Jarrett Sinek returns after 6 weeks because of a knee injury. He's been on the sidelines. He returns and actually led the team on a 10-play, 80-yard drive to move the Broncos into field goal range for the game winner.
It fit our rotation plan, honestly. Your next question is going to be, what do you do moving forward? And my answer will be, we'll have to look at film and make a decision going into next week. But, we were going to play Carson for a couple series early, and that ended up literally being the first quarter. And then Jarrett was going to come in for a couple series, and that ended up being the second quarter. And we really followed that same equation in the second half. And so he was the guy that happened to be on the field at the end, but he moved the team really well. I mean, you saw that, and we all saw that. Carson runs the ball really well. And so I guess I wouldn't be surprised moving forward. Both of those guys are going to be playing moving forward. Carson can do things with his legs that Jarrett cannot do running the ball, and he brings another threat to the defenses looking at us that makes us really dangerous. So we have a good situation there with Jarrett coming back and playing. And even though you saw him today, he was a little gimpy. Still, he's not running full speed, but he's throwing it full speed.
And we know that Carson can run the football. In fact, we opened up the second half by running our quarterback 6 straight times.
Now, one of those was the quarterback sneak on fourth down, but that is a carry. I said the same thing to Coach Bauer after the quarterback sneak. I said, hey, JB, now just realize you've run Carson 5 straight plays. Now, he was pulling on a couple of those. He was pulling the ball and reading the backside end and pulling it and running around. So those aren't called runs for him, but we are encouraging him to do that because those things are there, and they were really effective, as you saw. But yes, you can't, when you run a running back 5 carries in a row, you bring in the other running back in the middle of the drive, and that, with quarterback, I don't know that that's something we want to do, is sub in the middle of the drive. So anyway, it worked in that situation.
So the Broncos win their 4th game of the season, get ready to play the Dort Defenders this week.
I think Dort's probably the cream of the league right now. They're the only undefeated team left anyway. So, we'll be plenty motivated for the next one. Dort has put us in our place the last 4 years plus. And, the way our defense is playing now, I think we're going to be pretty motivated, especially on that side of the ball, to try to right the ship with these guys anyway. And, if we come and compete like we are here, we're going to give them a heck of a game, and we'll see if we can be in it in the fourth quarter. Who knows? We'll figure out a way to pull it out.
1:00 kickoff on Saturday. Hastings College and Dort on the air. Pigskin preview at 12:00 noon on Saturday. Should be a good one between the Defenders and the Broncos.
So Hastings College, let's rewind the tape. They've got a good pocket passer, and they've got a good running quarterback. And from what I just heard from Matt Franzen, his plan is to get both of them involved in the game plan moving forward. What a novel concept. What a novel concept. Matt and Matt need to talk to each other.
All right. Yeah, we got a similar situation here.
It really is.
It really is. So, All right. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports at 7:54.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
In Hastings Fire and Rescue responding to a report of a structure fire at 9:30 on Saturday night at 303 Oswego. No human residents were home when firefighters arrived, but firefighters did rescue 2 dogs. The fire was not active when firefighters arrived on scene, but the house did sustain heavy smoke damage. The cause and starting point of the fire are currently under investigation. 4 people have been cited for misdemeanors by Grand Island Police after paint was thrown on a mural on the south side of the Webb Plaza. The incident taking place just prior to a planned ribbon cutting for the completion of the mural and relaunching of Webb Plaza. The case has been turned over to the Hall County Attorney's Office. Formal charges are pending. Multiple allegations surfacing in Kearney in recent weeks over staff sexually abusing teenagers at the Youth Rehabilitation and Treatment Center. The initial allegations revealed in court hearings and documents involved 4 Kearney YRTC employees and 3 teenage boys. 5 teams have been moved out of the Kearney Center since September 1st as a result of the allegations. Governor Jim Pillen has promised accountability. 4 minutes until 8 o'clock. We'll head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Ohio State still ranked number 1 in the latest AP college football poll. The Buckeyes 7-0 on the season. Did not play last weekend. They enjoyed their bye week. Indiana is second, followed by Texas A&M, Alabama, and Georgia. Rounding out the top 10 are Oregon, Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, and Miami. Michigan, number 21. USC comes in at number 23. The Nebraska men's basketball team will play Midland tonight in their second exhibition game of the season at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Tip-off at 6:30. Nebraska beat BYU 90-89 in an exhibition game played last week. Yet in the NFL last night, the Packers beat the Steelers 35-25. Tonight, Washington is at Kansas City. It's underway at 7:15 on ABC. World Series continues tonight as Toronto plays at the Los Angeles Dodgers. L.A. tied up the series at a game apiece with a 5-1 win on Saturday. Tonight's game gets underway at 7 on Fox. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:57.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Our stretch of cool and fall-like weather continues as we start out the new work and school week. Today we'll start off Monday morning with a little patchy fog, a high in the mid-50s. We bring in shower chances in the afternoon. That carries through the evening and overnight into Tuesday. 42 is the overnight low, 53 is the high on Tuesday. We clear it out Tuesday night, bring in some wind, an overnight low at 36, and the sunshine returns Wednesday in a high of 50, and we'll be in the mid-50s to close out the week and next week.
Southeast winds this morning at 7 miles per hour. It is cloudy. It is 49 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Join us at Miletovist Winery for The Day the Internet Died, a hilarious mystery dinner that you become a part of. Hey, this is Mick inviting you to get your tickets for 2 unforgettable nights, October 18th and November 8th. Gather your friends, enjoy a great meal, crack the case before dessert. Seating is limited, so get your tickets today at MiletovistWinery.com. And don't miss the mystery that everyone will be talking about, The Day the Internet Died. Get your tickets online at MiletovistWinery.com, St. Paul, Nebraska.
Mike Will, Tyson and Bronick with you on a Monday, 27th of October. Postseason gets underway today for high school volleyball teams. They'll start sub-district play tonight. We've got the football pairings out for the state football playoffs. Classes D1 and D2 moving into their second round on Friday. And the rest of the classes will get their playoffs started on Friday this week. Well, we'll dive into that tomorrow.
Right.
Well, there's a lot to talk about there. So, Ryan Martin has chimed in. He had a disappointing week, too.
Kansas State beating Kansas. We got Little E chiming in as well on the Twitch stream, saying that Breece Hall carrying the Jets to the victory yesterday. Breece Hall even throwing for the Jets' victory yesterday. He was sort of the one-man show. Also, crazy stat line, every score, and there is only one game that the final score ended in a one-possession score, and that is the Jets. It's only one game yesterday that was a one-possession game, and that was the Jets' win over the Cincinnati Bengals. So there's just that.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
He's throwing some truth at us today.
Little E. He gets eliminated from Survivor, but he gets eliminated from Survivor with his favorite team. So is he all right with that? Or would he rather be in Survivor in the Final Four,
There's
so
a
to
head
speak?
spot on the line. There's a head scalp massage on the line. I don't give a damn about my favorite team when there's a scalp massage on the line.
Or a TV, or a grill.
I bet he wishes that he was on Survivor Island with Ty and Ty.
I can't believe that. Ty and Ty are the finalists. So, yeah, you guys got some homework to do. We could have a champion next Monday.
I think I could pick early. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you got to pick Wednesday still.
The options are limited based on what I've already picked. So I could pick, I'll be ready Wednesday. I'm already ready right now, so.
Oh, you've already got your pick for this week?
Already locked in and loaded, ready to go after what I saw this weekend in the NFL. By the way, I need 10 points from Deebo Samuel tonight to win the worst fantasy football matchup of all time.
I looked at that yesterday and we kind of laughed.
Baby.
I was out with Shane and we kind of looked at the scores. We said, God. So you have a chance to winning that matchup?
I could win the Nebraska way. Win ugly.
With 60 points or whatever you got?
No. Oh God, lower. It's 51-42.
And you're going to win?
We haven't broke 100 yet.
Combined.
The two guys that have been fairly successful in this league, been fairly successful in our fantasy football league of the past several years, are having the worst miserable fantasy matchup of all time.
It's 51-42?
Yep.
You've got 42 points on your fantasy team this week?
There's a lot of factors that have gone into play. I don't have time to get into all the reasons why we only managed and mustered up 42 points. The reality is we've got Deebo Samuel with the rock, with the game on the line. I need double digits from him, and then we're going to win the game.
Wow. So you do have a big day coming up.
Big night.
All right. Well, if you'd like to listen to our comments that we had with Nebraska head coach Matt Rule, our comments we had from Hastings College head coach Matt Franzen, you can. It was part of our Matt and Matt show here today.
Matt in the morning.
Yeah, you can download the podcast and listen to the show again. If you missed portion of the show, you can do that as well. Make plans to be here again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock for Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Yeah, a lot going on this week. We'll talk state football playoffs tomorrow. We've got to get Jim Slacker lined up for the Breeders' Cup this week, so we'll be talking some high school football and horse racing this week and lots of other stuff too. So we invite you to join us here each and every weekday morning, 7 until 8. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.
Might be right about that, but can he get enough? Or do we get Chris Jones and the boys getting a handful of sacks to keep his rush yards under that?